For my persuasive speech, all the information that I've got was from Doyle L, Emmanuel E, Chapley ATL, Dehart ETL, and all of my pictures were off Google Images, so I hold no rights to them. I'm just going to say my citations now because I always get ahead of myself during my speech and forget to say them, so I just want to get them out of the way to know that all of my facts and everything were from those people. Hi guys, my name is Rebecca Schickler, and I decided to do my persuasive speech on euthanasia and why it should be legalized and why it's not immoral, and also the benefits that it is when you euthanize. I can only get 3 people tonight, and my 3 people are Anna, Amanda, and my Uncle John. So the purpose of my speech is to expand my audience's knowledge on the benefits of euthanasia and what euthanasia really is, because some people get the wrong idea about it and think that it's just them committing suicide, when in actuality it's like a medical procedure that can be done to end someone's life of pain and suffering. The reason that I decided to do this is because if you or someone you know gets into a car accident and becomes terminally ill or brain dead, then would you want to spend your whole life hooked up to a machine when your body or your organs can save someone else in need? The reason that I believe this is such a strong concept that people should understand is because I know personally that if that happened to me and there was someone out there that could use my heart or my lungs or my kidneys or my liver to save themselves and better themselves, and I'm not going to be able to do anything, I'm just living my life on a machine, and my family members wouldn't be able to move on or be able to grant me, mourn me and me go away peacefully into the afterlife, then I would want someone to be able to pull the plug on me and not sit here and think that I commit suicide, but to have my free will to myself, to be able to make my own decisions and better myself and someone else. So I'm going to start with this picture because euthanasia is dying with dignity. It's your life choice, and it's your decision to do something. Hold on. Sorry, her phone is dying, so brief interruption. Okay, so what is euthanasia? Euthanasia is intentional life-ending act by a physician at the person's explicit request under specific conditions. So it's not like you can go into a hospital after stubbing your toe and be like, I don't want to live anymore. You have to have a certain medical condition where you and your doctor and your family members agree that you want to end your life of suffering. There are a bunch of people that decide to do this are people who have unbearable mental suffering, which that means they have a psychiatric disorder that they're not going to be able to come back from, and it just causes them severe depression, severe anxiety, severe anything, and it just hurts them and hurts others, and they don't want to live that life anymore, so they decide with their families if this is a better option for them. Another reason why people choose to do this is because they want to make sure that they're not living a life of pain anymore. They're terminally ill, they're paralyzed from the waist down, they don't want to leave their family members behind with hospital bills, all of this hospital bills, being upset because they can't mourn their families and move on. And they just want to not put their families through that. And they don't want to put their body through that, because putting your body through that type of pain is hard, and it's not good for them. Another reason are some religious reasons. Some people believe that giving your organs to other people is better for yourselves and in the afterlife. And another reason is those who have seen loved ones go through it, they don't want to go through it themselves personally. If they get into a car accident and something happens to them, then they wouldn't want their family to go through what they went through. It's another reason, if your dog is sick and you don't want to see your dog suffer anymore, then you would want to put him down. It's the same thing as allowing a doctor to be able to pull the plug on yourself. So the benefits of being able to experience a good death it's like a good quality death. You have the terms. It's not like you go and like you do something bad, like shoot yourself, hang yourself, take like medicine or something. Like you'll be able to be surrounded by people you love, surrounded by healthcare professionals, and be able to go at your own like way. Like you're like it says, like sometimes death ends suffering, it doesn't end your life. It also gives you a psychological reassurance, knowing that you do have your own free will, and knowing that at the end of the day, like you chose what you wanted to do with your life and it was on your terms. So the reason why I think it shouldn't be like illegal and why it's not immoral is because if death is in the best interest for your patient and your doctor knows it, then why can't you decide what's in the best interest for you? They're not the one that's going through the pain and suffering of being burdened by it. And if your doctor and your family can decide together that it's like best for you, then I think that it's ultimately your choice and not someone else's. If death is inevitable and you know the difference from what it is, then you should be able to make your own decision, because a doctor can decide to pull the plug on you knowing that you might not be able to be brain dead. So if your family member, you know that if that happens to you, then you should be able to sign a paper saying that that's what you want to do. If you don't legalize it, then people will just result in suicide, and it will be harder on the families, harder on themselves, and let them leave in a way that's like not okay. So the conclusion to my whole speech is, now that we're done, you'll be able to understand others and the benefits of what euthanasia does. And if someone can decide to our own fate, then we should be able to decide our own. Being open-minded helps people understand and walk in other people's footsteps, and helps sympathize yourself with others and know that if something is wrong with them, then you shouldn't judge them or what they want, because you don't know what they're going through. So I'm Rebecca Strickler, and that's my speech on euthanasia. Thank you guys. Have a